All right, y'all, welcome back. We're outside now. This is part 7, so we've got it all demolded, and we are getting ready to take this through the planer. So if you don't have a planer, we didn't for a number of years. There is other methods you can use. You can sand this guy down, okay? It's gonna take a lot longer. It's gonna be a huge process trying to sand this down with an orbit sander, a belt sander, anything. And in doing so, with sanding this to where you want it, you're also going to be up against the fact that your hand is running over this. It's not an even pass every time. So even if you get through all this and take the hours, literally hours it takes to sand all this, it's going to be really uneven. They have router sleds, they have all kinds of things, but is something as small as a planer. This is a $600 DeWalt planer. Okay, a lot of y'all might think that's really expensive, but look at it this way. If you go through Starbucks in the morning and you get a $5 or a $7 coffee, just lay off your coffee for a couple of months and you can have one. So, you know, however you go about it, but if you want to be professional with this, if you want to have professional results, you've got to have professional equipment. When we get into the bigger ones that we actually drum sand and plane and all that, big, huge, $25,000 pieces of machinery, we'll tell you about that and what we do there. But let's get started. First thing you want to do is we're going to measure and see exactly how thick we are. And we are just below the 2-inch mark right there. So as you can see over here on the planer, I've got this set to 2. And this is kind of a feel it out, if you will. We're going to send this through, see if we get any of this stuff. We may not even touch anything, but that's going to better determine where we need to be. As you put this through and you're sending it through, what we recommend is you want to do no more than 3 to 4 passes per side, and then you want to flip it. Do 3 to 4 more. It's called a heat transfer. If we sit here and just burn this side up, this is generating heat. It's exposing the wood. We're not doing the same on the other side. That could be a problem. So as we put this in, we're going to go ahead and get started. I have the planer set. You got 179 cuts per square inch. You got 96 cuts per inch. Sorry, that was per inch. We're going to do the finer because we're not taking much off this. We don't have an exact finish that we're looking for. You know, like a countertop would be about 1.5 inches. We're almost 2 inches. We're probably going to end up with about 1.5 inches. But it doesn't matter to us because this is not a counter or anything like that. So, you know, we're only going to plane off as much as we need and then stop right there. However thick it is at that point is fine by us. So let's get going. We're going to do a couple of passes with you, kind of show you what's going on and how we flip it and everything. And then because of video time, you know, we can only put out a video for about 10 minutes. Anything past that, it'll cut it off. So that's why the videos are a little shorter than how we like them. But we're going to get through this. Stop you right there. It didn't even take, okay? We were too high. So I lifted that up just a little bit. Now I know I need to start a little bit lower, which is probably right So every time that this doesn't go the way I want it to, I back it up. Now I'm going to go down a little bit more. Eventually we're going to grab this and it's going to suck it right in. Now before I send this through here, just realize that the reason I'm not just cranking down and sending it through is I don't want my blades to bog up. So I'd much rather take a couple of 2-3 times. See, it's already started to chip a few of these edges just from sticking it in there, catching some of these top corners. But I don't want my blades in here to actually hit this solid real thick and it could bind my blades up or dull them. So far on the first pass, we passed it through there 2 or 3 times now, and you can see, I mean, this is a lot of resin these blades are hitting. This is not wood. So if you're used to sticking something in a planer and it's sucking it on through, a lot of times you got to help it when it comes to resin because it wants to do the opposite. We're going to go ahead for the heat transfer. We're going to go ahead and flip it over one time, and just so you know, it's about a 1/4 turn each time. Takes a little bit. You don't want to go too deep because we're dealing with resin, not wood. So just a little 1/4 turn. Now we're going to send it through this way. Now that we can save some video time, we've went through about 3 times on this side, about 3 on the bottom. Now we're going to get this all the way back down to the wood. So we're just going to continue to go. This side is almost done. This side needs a little bit more because the resin flowed up over. So again, with the heat transfer, we'll bring you back just as soon as we get down here. We're just doing the same thing. 3 times through, 1/4 turn each rip. We use this right off our table saw to help us sometimes because again, it takes pressure going through a plane. Okay, so look, we've made several passes, about 15, 20 passes, about 10 on each side. And this is what you're looking for. Our wood is back exposed. Everything is even, and don't mind the little marks. Now this is where you want to have gloves on also because you don't want to leave the oils behind, anything like that. So we did both sides the same. Everything is planed evenly. And I'll show you. Look how much quicker it goes through. Resin is very hard, and you know, like I said, we switch out these blades really often. They're able to be flipped and all that, but this is what you're looking for. We are done now with the planer. The rest of these imperfections will come out in the routing. The next video we're putting out is to get this top squared up before we go through the sanding process. So stay tuned.